So today we are diving into a really fascinating exploration of our source material, which is a 2025 study looking at the digital transformation of the Nigerian construction industry.
Yeah, specifically focusing on architectural firms and, how they're dealing with building information modeling or BIM.
Right. And our mission here is to figure out why this incredibly powerful tech is experiencing what the study calls this mirage-like adoption.
Which basically means there is super high awareness across the board, but really low actual implementation.
Yeah, I mean, they surveyed 77 Nigerian architectural professionals. And the contrast they found between the traditional 2D past and this 3D future is just wild.
Oh, it is staggering. Like 91% of these firms use BIM for visualization.
Basically making things look pretty.
Exactly, making those beautiful, glossy 3D renders for clients. But then less than 8%, 7.7% to be exact, actually use common data environments for their collaboration.
Wait, so a common data environment? I mean, that sounds a bit like jargon. Why is that such a big deal compared to just, say, emailing a PDF of the blueprint?
Well, because a common data environment is supposed to be the single source of truth for a project. Without it, you've got the architect tweaking a wall on their end, the structural engineer doing something else, and the plumber working off a completely old file.
Oh, man, so they aren't syncing up at all.
Right. And when they don't sync in real time, you get clashes, like literally a steel support beam running straight through an air ventilation duct.
Yikes. Yeah, that is a problem.
Yeah, the study mentions this micro BIM adoption model, where firms treat BIM just as a basic modeling tool, not the integrated multidimensional data powerhouse it was built to be.
It kind of sounds like buying a high-performance Ferrari, right? And then only driving it down the driveway to check the mail.
That is the perfect analogy, honestly.
But what gets me is they clearly know better. Like, the survey shows that awareness of international standards, specifically ISO 19650, is actually really high.
Yeah, they ranked highest in awareness of that global standard.
So if they know the international rulebook, why are they still stuck in first gear? Is it just, like, bad internet?
You would think so, right? We always hear about infrastructure hurdles in major hubs, but the researchers actually rejected the idea that bad infrastructure is the primary barrier.
Wait, really? I actually have to push back on that a little bit. Are we sure the researchers aren't just blaming the people because fixing the power grid or lowering data costs is too hard?
That is a totally fair question. But the study used a relative importance index, and that index ranked the lack of expertise within the project team as the absolute #1 hurdle, followed by high investment costs and a lack of standardization.
Oh, okay. So it is more of a mindset problem than a megabytes problem.
Exactly. It is an ecosystem issue. If the client doesn't demand BIM and the contractor doesn't know how to use it, the architect's digital model just becomes an island.
They're just talking to themselves.
Yeah, and that brings up the socio-technical systems perspective, or STS, which the study relies on heavily. Success here is not just downloading Revit. Right. It is the mutual adaptation of the technology, the people, and the processes all together.
Spot on. And the main drivers pushing people to actually try and adapt are increased productivity and better build quality.
Well, sure, everybody wants a better building. But let me ask you this. The study ranked lack of government support lowest as an enabler, right?
Yes, it did.
So is the real reason progress is slower just a lack of, I guess, social trust between these project stakeholders? Because true BIM requires radical transparency, doesn't it?
It really does. If you move a pipe, the cost updates, the schedule shifts, and everyone sees it instantly. The study suggests the industry is definitely struggling with that level of openness.
It is so fascinating. You see how these Nigerian architects are really the first movers, but they are just totally caught between global standards and local operational realities.
They are trying to pull a 2D present into a 3D future. Yeah. Which leaves me with this thought for everyone listening to mull over. If digital adoption is, say, 50% tech and 50% culture, could this human resistance to sharing data actually be a bigger structural threat to a building's safety than the engineering itself?
Wow, that is a heavy thought.
Right. Like, if we cannot trust each other with the data, can we really trust the data holding up the roof? Something to think about next time you pass a construction site.